In this video tutorial, we are going to design a night guard in the lower jaw. To do so, we click the indication, choose the jaw we want to design in, and select the machine, in this case a Primeprint. As soon as we activate it, the material will be filled out by default. And in the next step, we could double check the occlusion, for example, and in this case the scan was made out of a prime scan. And we can see here a solid bite. Color is the same on the whole area. And when we deactivate the contact points, we already can see the abrasive area. So in this case, it's probably a good job to do a night guard for this kind of patient. Next step would be setting up the model axis. So in this case, we have the reference of the lower jaw, and we set the axis according to all three pictures here, an axis. That makes it easier later on for the virtual articulator to get the proper occlusal bite. And to get into the inLab Splint app, we just click on Create Splint and the app will automatically start. The app will directly start with the insertion axis of our splint. So I'm going to try to find a nice insertion axis where I have the least undercuts in the anterior and on the buccal side. So it's comfortable to wear it. And here by default we have the undercut clearance on 200 microns. That means the undercuts will be blocked out starting from 200 microns on. In my case, I'm going to set it on 0 because I will have an active fit, but I will design the undercuts on the manual part. To do that, we go and check out the blockout areas. And we deactivate the upper jaw. And to visualize the undercuts, we click on Reline, and now you see the undercuts here. To change my blocked out area, we use the form tool here with adding, smooth, or remove. And now I'm taking away the buccal part, and on the lingual part, I will remove until the orange area to get an active fit. So it will snap on when the patient puts it in the mouth. I will leave the interdental area with a blocked out area. That makes it more comfortable to wear it. This is very important, especially in the anterior region. And if you have teeth like here, where we have no approximal contact, I would advise you to increase the blocked out area until it touches itself. So it makes it easier for the patient to insert the splint. To get or to give the patient the possibility to relax or even push the teeth a little bit, we are going to increase the space in the anterior teeth. So if the patient is grinding very heavily, the teeth could move to the front now. Same here on the distal side. When the guard will be pushed down. We could increase the spacer here on the gingiva so it's not touching in case the patient is pressing it down. Next step would be opening the jaw. So we're going to increase the bite, and I usually try to do that looking from the buccal side so the cuffs are not touching, and this is a good reference point to see how much you need to increase, and of course this depends to the patient. We now create our splint. I will deactivate the upper jaw again and we'll draw the line. I will draw the line according to my teeth line and gum line. I try not to stay too much onto the gum because when the patient is grinding, it will push down and won't feel very comfortable. So now we will come into the blocked out area. So here I try to stay a little bit below the blue area. So the splint will not stay in the air, and this could cause a weird feeling with your tongue while you're touching the splint in the mouth. So same here on the third quadrant. And double click to finish. So in case you want to realign your line, you could do so by just starting with a double click and then correcting it and double click to finish the line back. The next step would be now setting the parameters. In this case, the thickness, minimum thickness, the spacer we want to have, and the size of the plane occlusal surface in case we want to have a plane occlusion. And now we click on apply and our splint will be created. In case the occlusal surface is not where you want to have it, you could do so by changing the line or even the orientation. And then the software will change the orientation here. We are going to go further into changing my occlusion. I will show you the contact points first. So you see here no contact on the anterior region and strong contacts on my posterior region. It's as strong, so it's going through the jaws here. So to make it easier for me, I could use now my form tools, or for example, activate consider jaw, and now the occlusion will be grinded according to the surface onto my opposing jaw. I could also use grinding articulator, activate apply according to your articulation parameters, and now the occlusion changed a bit. So you could do it this way, or you do it on the manual part. So I'm just undoing my occlusal surface. To get a flat occlusion with a single contact point on the antagonist, I use my form tool, upper jaw, or just display contacts, and use the minus tool.